The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal day. TGIF, man. We're going to get into these markets today. I know a lot of people are wondering what the heck's going on with crypto, where we're at with these markets. Are we in a bull? We in a bear? Where are we headed? What's going on? And we're going to get into it all today. I got some good news, got some bad news, but we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it 100% today because that's what we do. And I'm going to show you guys and talk through what I'm seeing. But yo, if you're not serious about investing and you're not serious about your money, this probably ain't going to be the stream for you. If you're out here playing around and you don't really want to make any money or you don't really want to live in reality, this ain't the stream for you. I'm gonna tell you right now, just hop off. If you don't really want to know what's going on and you're a fanboy to projects, hop off, because we're going to keep it 100 today. We're going to keep it real. And there's going to be a dose of reality that comes with this, because men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And we're going to look at what's going on. So if you ain't ready to be real on a Friday and you ain't ready to actually look at reality, then go ahead and hop off the stream, because you're probably going to end up getting your feelings hurt. So I'm going to save you the agony right now, right up front, and just let you know. And if like you ain't a serious investor, and you just holding on with hopium, this probably ain't the stream for you. So go ahead, hop off, and go back to them other people who feed you bullshit, because that ain't what we're doing today. But anyways, TGIF, baby, how is everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing great. Like I said, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get to the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. You guys got me for about an hour, and it's Friday, so we're gonna hold it down. What's up, the Junior? Good morning. What's up, Elmo? Good morning. How are you? How are you doing? What's going on? FUD Friday. We ain't fudding today. We're coming. Facts. Selmo, good morning, my brother. Good morning, my brother. How are you? This is going to be facts. FOMO like a mofo. Yo, there's no FOMO going on, baby. There's no FOMO. There's definitely no FOMO going on. There's a lot of running, but there's no FOMO. You guys, go ahead and like this stream, share this thing out, get this thing out there, let people know we're out here in the morning. If you're over there on TikTok, keep hitting the screen, keep tapping the screen, get the likes up. Let's get this thing to at least 10,000 likes. Go ahead and keep tapping that screen. I try to get to you guys' comments the best I can. I have 3 platforms going today, so it's gonna be a little rough to get to everybody's comments. So if I miss you, I'm sorry. TikTok, you guys will get a dedicated stream to yourself, probably either today or tomorrow.
you know, depending on how these markets look. But yo, we're gonna get up, we're gonna get in, we're gonna get up, and we're gonna get after it. Share this thing out. Let's get everybody in here. Let's get to talking, let's get to listening, and let's figure out what the hell is going on with our money and why the hell our money is sitting where it's sitting, and what the heck is going on and what to expect, right? Most importantly, what to expect moving forward, because that's what we need to know is what to expect moving forward. And so let's go ahead. Let's do this. What's up, Ken? Good morning, good early afternoon to you, my man across the pond over there. Probably woke up this morning wondering what the hell is going on. What's going on with my money? Where are we going, baby? Where's my money at? Where's my goddamn money at? Well, let's talk about where your money's at. So we got the Asian markets right now. They closed. They look like trash. Got the European markets right now. They're trading. They look like trash. Let's just keep it real. Big up my big up my American friends. No, baby, it's a big up to my UK friends over there, man. Got our European markets over there, man. They're trading like absolute trash right now. And we got the United States pre-markets looking like hot garbage. Let's just call it for what it is. They look like absolute hot garbage right now. People are saying, why is all this going on? What's up? Why is all this going on? This is why we keep it real here on this channel, because we've been keeping it real forever, right? And here's the issue right here. Your banks are starting to fall apart, right? So the Dow futures dropped 300 points as regional banks worries fuel basically a market sell-off, right? So for weeks and weeks and weeks, I've been telling you guys and raising the alarm. Debt's too high for the people, right? For the people, the average people here in America and around the world, because we can roll this out to any nation where their inflation's high, interest rates are terribly high. You can roll this out to anybody, right? Regional banks starting to fail. We're starting to see the exhaustion in the banks, right? And now it starts with regionals. It starts with your smaller banks, guys. We've been here before. We've been through this before. And for weeks, I've been saying to you guys, credit card debt is at its all-time high. People are starting to default on car loans, right? Which is a chink in the armor of banks, right? They make their money off of interest, right? They make their money off of interest. They make their money off of you depositing your money in the bank and then paying them back. Well, that's starting to fail. It's starting to crack. So people are broke. And I told you guys about the bull run that retail investors may not be coming in here because they don't have the money that they used to have in prior bull runs. We talked about all of this on this live stream. Talked about all of this for weeks. And people would say, you're crazy. It's going to happen. You're crazy. Don't say that. Well, we got the first shoe to drop. Regional banks are absolutely looking like trash, and they're looking like they're about to have some problems. And JP Morgan gave the heads up on this just a couple days ago when one of the regional banks showed chinks in their armor, and he said, Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan said, there's going to be more to come. And everybody took that news as if it was no good, as if Jamie Dimon was just blowing smoke up people's butt. And obviously, hey, you're not blowing smoke. And then I said to you guys before, I said, hey, look, gold is at its all-time high. Silver's on its way up. They're setting you up for something. Something's going on that they're not telling you behind the scenes. That we've never been in a situation where the S&P, the Dow, and the Nasdaq were setting all-time highs, and gold was setting all-time highs as well. Odd situation, right? And I kept saying to you guys, be careful. They're setting you up for something. They're setting you up for something. And everybody said, I don't know. I don't know if I'd necessarily eat this dip, to tell you the truth. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. I'll tell you why in a minute. We're going to get into the charts. I don't know if I'd be eating this dip yet. Not just yet. Not just yet. There's something I've been following, and I'll bring it up on the chart since 2023. And I'm going to tell you why cryptocurrency is in a danger zone right now. In a danger zone. And I put the alarm bell out yesterday on YouTube, on a YouTube short, and on TikTok. I put the alarm out. I said to you guys, if Bitcoin can't hold 108, we're in trouble. That's not a number we just pick out of the sky, right? We don't just say if it can't hold 108, we're in trouble. And we just arbitrarily pick that number out of the sky and go, I think this looks like a good number, right? There's a reason why 108 was important. There's a reason why now 103 is important. There's a reason why these levels are important. And so to anybody right now telling you to eat this dip, don't fall for that. Not just yet. Not just yet, my friend. Because like I said, we keep it 100% on this channel. There's no fanboys. There's none of that. So I'm telling you. And I'm getting a little upset with all these influencers out here, or people on TikTok, or people on YouTube, or people on X telling you guys to eat the dip. I told you guys last week on here, proceed with caution. We have a threefold problem, actually. The banks are getting ready to fail, the regional banks. You have Trump putting out, it's up on the screen, this ain't me, I'm not saying this. Trump out here now messing with Putin, right? These guys are going to meet, right? These guys are going to meet. They're going to try to figure out this Russia-Ukraine war. But he's throwing shots at Putin, trying to escalate this war over there between Russia and Ukraine. Not a good situation, right? Credit card debt at all-time high. Car loans at all-time high. Repossessions, right? As far as people defaulting on their car loans, right? Terrible situation. And everybody was jumping up and down about the S&P, the Dow, the Nasdaq, Bitcoin, everything else booming. And I kept telling you guys, proceed with caution. And you either listened or you didn't. You either said to yourself, I'm going to let the numbers tell the story, or I'm going to listen to everybody else. Listen, I can't help it. Listen, I gotta tell you guys the truth, man. Selma, I gotta tell you the truth, man. Can't be over here lying to you, man. Because there's receipts, right? I got receipts. Go back and watch the live streams. Go back and watch the shorts. I got receipts. Go back to TikTok, watch TikTok. I got receipts about what I've been telling you, right? So let's go ahead. Now that we know that the stock market is absolutely trash today, and it'll be trash all day long. It's not going to recover today. It'll be trash all day. Now let's go ahead and look at crypto. Where's crypto? Well, doesn't take a rocket science to figure this one out. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 28. In fear, tipping on extreme fear. Altcoin season moved from 25 to 100, right? Altcoin season's in danger right now. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. And I'm going to show you why. We're going to go through the numbers and then I'm going to show you. Altcoin season's at 25 out of 100. The market cap sitting at $3.53 trillion. $1 trillion away from where we were at 4.5 trillion. Right? Scottish says he sold off on my memes. I'm telling you guys right now, if you're in profit on anything, take your profit. Take your profit right now. Take your profit. Just should have did that. Should have did that when Bitcoin hit 108. I put the alarm bell out. Told you guys. 108, key level. You don't hold 108, you're in trouble. I'll tell you, we busted. I'll tell you guys what I did yesterday before we actually get into the chart. Bitcoin lost 108. I shorted Bitcoin. I shorted Ethereum. I woke up this morning, cashed out on the shorts. Shorted SPX 6900. Closed out on a short. As soon as Bitcoin couldn't hold 108, I knew that the market was headed down. Why? Because we know how to read charts over here. We're not hopium. This isn't hopium. There's no hopium in money, right? The chart either tells you to buy it or the chart tells you to sell it. That's it. There's no hopium. So I immediately shorted them as soon as we didn't break 108. Was super hard to let go of my my SPX 6900. Scottish, yeah, me too. I sold off of my SPX 6900 yesterday. I had no choice. Chart told you to sell it, right? Sold my spot SPX 6900 and put a short in on SPX 6900. It is what it is. The chart told you to sell it. So that's what we did. My fear is my girl Pelosi, they better get to work. They better get to work because this government shutdown isn't helping the situation, right? It's not helping the situation, right? So they need to get back to work. It is what it is. Tim Ski, good morning. Good morning, my brother. How are you? So we're $1 trillion off of where we were. Here's what's important. For everybody who thinks that big money isn't running this market. Oh, yeah, retail's running this market. Retail's doing this. Retail ain't doing shit. I'll tell you that right now. You had a negative $587.7 million outflow on your ETFs yesterday, led by Bitcoin. Stock market was running away from crypto assets, right? So look at this outflow. Absolutely craziness, right? Craziness. Should have been your first indication that something was coming, right? First indication. ETF outflow goes over 500 million. Usually going to be a problem, right? First indication, yes, because these are yesterday's numbers. These ain't today's numbers because the stock market's not open yet. So yesterday's numbers, first indication, right? Bitcoin dominance, 59.2% of the market. Ethereum dominance, 12.7% of the market. Everybody else, 28.1%, right? So let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. If Bitcoin dominance is 59.2% of the market, and Ethereum has a sliver of the market, and Bitcoin is dumping, what in the hell would make anybody think, and this is where people get caught up in this hopium bullshit, what in the hell would make you think for 1 second, that your crypto's got a chance to run if it's outside of that 59.2% or 13.7%? What the hell would make you think that? What would make you think that was going to happen? I'm telling you, Solana lost a key level, $180 yesterday. It was key level. Solana's in trouble right now if it can't get back up to 180. Can Trump and in this shutdown, it's bigger than the shutdown, and we can talk about it. It's bigger than the shutdown. It's bigger than the rate cuts. It's bigger than all of that. You have to look at the whole economic picture about why we are where we are. And this is what I've been trying to drill in your guys' head for months. And people were telling me I was crazy, stupid, didn't know what I was talking about. First of all, the shutdown is one piece of what's going on. Okay, people are losing their jobs. You have a shutdown, you have less stuff going on. You have nothing getting done in Congress. You have no spot ETFs coming out. You have nothing, right? Nothing's happening, right? So, but what effect does that government shutdown have to do with cryptocurrency outside of the fact that there's no spot ETFs? Little to none. Little to none. Seriously, be honest with yourself. Little to none, right? You have high interest rates right now that we're late on cutting. We're late. The United States is late on cutting interest rates. Interest rates are too high. They're late. So now you have an economy collapse, right? Basically, if these banks go down, if one or two regional banks go down here in the United States, that shows you that there is a chink in the armor of what really is going on. It gives you a look into a bigger problem, right? So, and then the third prong to this problem is, I've said this to you guys for a long time. There's too much leverage in the cryptocurrency market, right? There's too much leverage. There's too many people playing with leverage, right? It's too high. There's never been this much leverage in the cryptocurrency market. There's never been this much leverage in here. So when you have leverage in the market, the way that we have leverage in the cryptocurrency market, what it does is it allows the market makers, your centralized exchanges or wherever you hold your leverage, to drop the price, swoop the leverage up, swoop that liquidity up, basically close you out and kill you out of your trades, right? And then send the market back up, right? And that's the other piece that nobody wants to talk about. But I was on here the other day, go back and watch the video, and I was going off on the amount of leverage that was in this market and the stupidity in which people were putting it in. I'm all about leverage. I love leverage trading. What I'm not all about is the stupidity in which people use leverage trading. I told you guys after that big liquidity pull from the market makers that people were putting in just crazy leverage. And the market makers were going to come and swoop that leverage up. They were going to come and swoop that liquidity up. They weren't just going to let it sit there, right? Like the stream, share the stream out, guys. We're on some shit this Friday. So like this thing out, share this out over there on YouTube, over there on X. Share this out. If you're on TikTok, keep tapping that screen. Hit that little share button. Let everybody know that we're out here. Just keep tapping it. I'll get to you guys' questions and stuff here in a second, right? We'll get into some charts in just a second. But we got to put this thing into perspective, right? There's too much leverage in the market, right? So I'll tell you, is this the start of the bear? I'm gonna show you why I'm not quite there yet, Timsky, but I'm almost there. And it's not going to be my opinion. It's not going to be my opinion. It's going to be fact. It's going to be what I show you on a chart. It's going to be what I show you on the chart, Timsky. So is this the start of the bear? We're close. We're close. Jerome Powell was too slow. He was too slow on cutting rates. It's obvious now. It's obvious. They can't hide it anymore. It's obvious. So share this thing out, guys. But double rate cuts? No, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do it because these guys are in a pissing match right now, right? And here's the problem with our administration right now. Listen, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Donald Trump was right. when he called Jerome Powell too late to cut rates. He was right. There's no doubt. He was right. He was right. Where he was wrong at was instead of trying to reason with the man, he wanted to get into a pissing match with the man. And he wanted to deface the man on social media. And as a man, let's be honest, we know where that's going, right? We got pride. Jerome Powell's got pride, right? You're not going to just, he can sit up there in a press conference and he can act all smooth and calm and collective and all that stuff. But the man's got pride. You know what I mean? And you ain't just going to talk about the man on social media and then sit down and say, hey, do this or else. That's not going to happen. And this is the issue that we're having right now in this country. And it's killing the markets. Donald Trump's right. We need fair trade. There's no doubt about it. Got to go in, got to redo all the trade agreements. The American people were getting robbed. I agree with that stance. I agree with what he's saying. But you don't get into pissing matches with some of the biggest countries in the world who you rely on over fucking soybeans and cooking oil. You don't tank the markets over soybeans and cooking oil. Sorry, doesn't happen. Some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. And we got to recognize that, right? We got to recognize that. We have to acknowledge that and move on. But it is what it is. We are where we are, right? I give the man credit for stopping the war between Israel and Hamas, right? Give him credit. Give him credit for trying to get over there and stop the war between Russia and Ukraine. But you don't talk crap about Putin right before you go try to negotiate with the man. The man's got pride. The man's got pride. So with that, here we are. Look, again, we had this down. I'm sorry, I'm way behind on the comments. I swear to God, I'll catch up. But you guys got to listen. I want you to listen to what I'm telling you, right? Don't you talk amongst yourselves, do your thing in the chat, right? But listen to what I'm saying, right? It's Friday. I'm going on a rant. I'm tearing people up, and we're going to get down to some real business. Like I told you, this stream is about serious people doing serious business. If you're out here playing games, this isn't going to be the stream for you. Leverage. Let's talk about leverage. $1.13 trillion in leverage. We had this thing down to about 700K last night. Enough people got liquidated last night. We had this thing down to about 700K, which is reasonable. Right? Right? Please ran away. Thanks, Ken. So 700,000 in the market is reasonable. So idiots woke up this morning, dummies, let's call it what it is, dummies, woke up this morning and decided that they were going to bump this leverage up to $1.13 trillion and go back into the market that has been absolutely decimated in the past 24 hours and say, I'm so smart that I'm going to go put 50x leverage on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Some of them were even smarter than that and want to put 100x leverage on it. These geniuses out here, right? What do you think that the market maker is going to do? They're going to drop the market even further down to liquidate that leverage. If these people were smart, they would play the game the way that the game is supposed to be played, and they would say, you know what? I see Bitcoin, I see Ethereum, they're at good support levels. I'm going to go in, I'm going to put a long in on Bitcoin, I'm going to put a long in on Ethereum. I'm going to use between 5 and 10x leverage. The market makers can't go down far enough to liquidate that. usually, unless there's a market crash. You have much more room for that market maker not to come down and liquidate you. But see, stupid people play stupid games and they win stupid prizes. And I said this last week, told you guys this was going to happen because you could see it. Just look at the liquidation levels. It's not even the liquidation levels, it's the amount of liquidations that's down there. A market maker is not going to come down and liquidate a level for a couple $1 million. Come down and liquidate a level with 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. I seen a level sitting at 104 something that had over some on Binance, had over like $500 million in long sitting there. Do you really think that Binance was going to leave that money sitting on the table? No, they're going to come down. They're going to grab that liquidity. You know, it's so like, that's what I said, man. Why do you think that there's not from somebody who comes from the stock market, right? Why do you think that that they don't allow you to go over there and play with 50x leverage, 100x leverage, 25x leverage? Why do you think that they don't allow that? Because it's stupid. Stupid. You may win once, twice, maybe 10 times. You may win. But boy, when you lose, you're going to lose. And it doesn't help the crypto market. So I said this last night when I was talking to Wadi on his stream, and I'll say it again. We can blame Trump. We can blame Powell. We can blame a lot of people. But there's a piece of this where people need to look in the mirror and ask themselves if they're part of the problem. Am I part of the problem? Am I out here playing this game so stupid with all this leverage, this high leverage, right? Now, I don't want to say leverage, but high leverage. Am I out here playing this game so stupidly that I now became part of the problem? And there's some people that are listening right now, because we got a lot of people listening and don't want to chat. A lot of people over here on TikTok that can look themselves in the mirror and go, I'm part of the problem. I'm part of the fucking problem. Do you think the crypto market has its great decision? I think regulations are coming, and we'll have better days ahead. I hate to say this, I'm not a regulation guy, but we'll have better days ahead. Here's why cryptocurrency needs regulations. I'll tell you. I say this with my heart in my hand. I say this. Cryptocurrency needs regulations because these are the things that happen when it comes to leverage. And I'm just talking about leverage trading in general, right? Because that's where the market makers dunk the market, right? If there wasn't so much leverage in the market makers wouldn't have so much leverage to dump, right? So 1 + 1 = 2. When you leave it up to the people to do stupid things and you give people a choice, do the right thing or do something stupid, the stupid people will always outweigh the smart people. It's been proven time and time again. So you have to take care of that. All right. So let's look. The question: are we in a bull or a bear? Right? Let me just kind of answer this question for you right now. So this is something that I've tracked since right here, guys. This chart's a monthly chart. This chart started October 2023. We're in this tunnel from 2023. This Bitcoin, right? You see it? It's on the monthly chart. This isn't Danny lying to you. These are numbers. This is a chart. This is what really happened. This isn't me selling you something or showing you hopium. This really happened. if you look at this chart, look at the tunnel that we've been in since 2023. This is when the bull market started, 2023, right here. So when it started, you have this resistance line going all the way up. There's a little bit, it's in, it's out, it's in, it's out, but mostly this is resistance. And on the bottom of that, you have your support line for the most part, right? And let's pull this in to where we are right now. You're on this candle right here. This is October of this month. You see it, right? It's right there. It's October. If we fall out of this channel right here, which is right around 90, the bottom here is right around like $97,000. If we start minting candles on Bitcoin, which is sitting at 106 right now, I'm sorry, it's right around, let's call it 98,000. Sitting right around 98,000. If we start minting candles on the bottom of that channel, right around 98,000, bull run's over. Bull run's over. It's over. It's gone. It's done. Going back into a bear market. Done. So why did we say 108? I could drill this down to a month, right? You see these lines up here, right? They're hard to figure out on a month, right? So let's get these lines up here on and see if we can't figure these out on a 4-hour here. Hold on, let's fix this chart up. So you've seen that tunnel, right? If we fall out of that tunnel, we're in trouble, right? So we drill closer to these lines, right? You see Bitcoin sitting right now at this crucial, we're on a 4-hour chart now. This crucial line right here. Right here. Right here where we are right now. Right around the bottom of that wick. Hit that line, probably right around 104. We hit it once. We bounced off it, right? Call it 103. Call it 103 just to be safe, right? 103. This line right here. You can't hold that. Here's your $90,000. Here's your $95,000 line right here, right? You're on your way. So we can't hold 103. Let's just call it 103. We can split hairs. We can split hairs here. We can split hairs there about whose chart's right. We dial it into the finest little minute detail. Nobody cares about that. There's a line sitting on this chart right now at 103. And we hit it once already this morning. We're sitting at 105.9. You have the RSI and the momentum wave right now crossed each other, right? I'm not lying. It's on the chart, right? I ain't making this shit up. On the daily, on the 4-hour, they've crossed each other, right? Up at the top, which means what? That the market's probably going to come down, right? It means it's overbought right now because the bulls are stepping in and trying to buy the shit out of this dip, right? So it's overbought right now, which means you're going to get some selling pressure, right? And if you don't believe that you're going to get some selling pressure, well, let's just go look at where the volume is right now in Bitcoin, right? I told you guys, I ain't feeding you guys bullshit today. You're at a negative 95.9% right now, which takes the buys and sells and gives you a percent. So we're to the negative, which means there's more sells coming in than buys, right? Doesn't have anything to do with price. There's more sells coming into the market than there is buys. right? Which is also putting downward pressure on Bitcoin, right? Which means that's why you start to see that RSI in a momentum wave start to curve, right? They're starting that curve, right? Because of that. So we'll see. It's got to hold 103. Call it 103, 103.5, call it what you want, right? But at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's got to hold. It's got to hold. Now, people would say, well, Danny, I ain't invested in Bitcoin. I ain't invested in Bitcoin. I'm invested in the altcoin. I don't, Bitcoin doesn't bother me. Well, let's just take a look here. Let's find the total two, right? See where the total two is. Total two volume right now is at negative 200. We're going to include Ethereum into this, right? Well, let's kind of do the same thing that we just did with Bitcoin, right? So let's take this down. Let's take this down to the month, right? Let's take this bad boy down to the month here, right? And let's pull this bad boy back here to 2022, 2023, right here. Right about here, right? So let's just play this thing out, right? Let's play this bad boy out. So right about here, right here, right about the same time frame that we looked at Bitcoin for that run up, right? Let's just kind of take a look here, see what we got going on. Well, let's just call this tunnel. Let's put it, where it has the most touches, right? Let's put that one right there, right? Let's use that for our support line. You see, support. I mean, resistance, right? These won't be perfect, obviously, because we're doing them live, right? Let's just put this line. Let's take this line right here. Let's drop this one here for our resistance. We got a bunch of touches here, right? Right? Somewhat like that. Maybe not quite. Let's go right there, right? That ain't gonna work. Hold on. Get these lines together. I could just do a parallel channel and make it easy. Hold on. Give me 1 second. For all of you people who want to say I'm not in Bitcoin, it doesn't matter, right? So we're just going to do this. We'll do this. And we'll do this. Kind of try to move this up here just a little bit. There we go. Looks better now. So this is that same time frame that we took Bitcoin and said Bitcoin was in the bull market. We're not in the bull market until we start minting candles out of here, right? Well, my friend, you're in the same situation as Bitcoin. You're sitting at a $1.43 trillion market cap right now. This thing moves down to 1.4, let's call it. Let's move this. Let's just call this, where are we at here? $1.16 trillion at the bottom of that tunnel right there. You get down to $1.16 trillion on your altcoin, and you start minting candles at $1.16 trillion outside at $1.6 trillion on your total 2 market cap. Guess what, my friend? You're in a bear market. And there's no coming back from that. You start minting candles outside of that channel, there's no coming back from that. You're not going to recover that. Fact Friday. Let's just call this Fact Friday. There it is. Now you can get on here and you can allow people to say to you, oh my God, yo, we're going to pump to fucking Valhalla. Are you? If you can't recover these levels, are you? TGIF, my boys and ladies. Reality check time. It's a reality check. Watch your money is what I'm telling you. Pay attention to your money. This market's all in green in the hour, so it looks like money is starting to flow in. But be very careful. Flow in from what? You're green on the hour. Look at your day. Look at that day. It's not hard to put in a green hour. I'm calling for a 60K Bitcoin. If you call for a 60K Bitcoin, you're going to be in another bear market for the next 3 years. You're going to be in another bear market for the next 3 years. Daniel, you're making me listen, I want to make you paranoid, right? I want to, because I want you to pay attention to what's going on. I want you to look at these charts. I want you to see what's going on. I want you to understand what you're seeing. I want you to understand what you're seeing in front of your face. I want you to look at these key levels that we just talked about and say, if I hit this level, what is my plan? What is my plan? What am I going to do? So the reason that I want you to be nervous is because I want you to have a plan. I want you to quit listening to the hype. I want you to quit listening to people's opinions. I want you to quit listening to what people think is going to happen. I want you to quit listening to all of this hopium that everybody has, and how this bull run is going to be different than how this bull run is going to be the same as other bull runs. How this is going to be so much equal and so much the same. I've been on here telling you since day one, this bull run is going to be different because institutions are involved. Institutional investments are involved. You have institutions that are flooding the market. Institutions now are going to manipulate the market. You better know what levels you have. Pull up a chart, read a chart, understand how to read a chart, draw a tunnel, just like I did live on stream. It took me 5 minutes to draw that tunnel. And say, since 2023, we've been in a constant uptrend on our altcoins. Where's the bottom of that trend? Since 2023, we've been in a constant uptrend on Bitcoin on a month-over-month basis. Where is the bottom of that tunnel? And if we hit the bottom of that tunnel on the altcoins, or we hit the bottom of that tunnel on Bitcoin, what am I going to do? What is my plan? If we break out of the top of that tunnel, you're good. You already have a plan. You already know what you're going to do. What are you going to do if we break out of the bottom? I want you to be paranoid. I want you to pay attention. I want you, and there will be a lot of people that will say, "Oh, Danny's flooding. He's bearish. He doesn't think the bull market's coming. I think we're going to have a bull market. I think we're going to have a bull market. It's just not going to be the bull market that you expect. It's not going to be that bull market. It's not going to be that parabolic run that you're used to or that you expect to happen. It's going to be an institutional-led bull run. Why is it going to be an institutional-led bull run? Look at what's going on. Your banks, your regional banks here in the United States are in trouble. So if they collapse, or if a couple of them collapse, where's the money coming from? Credit card debt's at its all-time high right now. Where's the money coming from? Defaults on car loans at their all-time high right now. Where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? We're probably getting ready to ramp up this war between Ukraine and Russia because Donald's disrespecting Putin. Putin's a man. The same way Jerome Powell's a man. They got pride. How you think that negotiation is going to go? They want a civil war. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm neutral on this market. But what I did tell you guys last week, and I continue to tell you guys, look where gold is right now. The market's bleeding. Bleeding. Look where gold is. Said last week. I said it to you guys last week. I said this doesn't make sense. They're setting you up for something that doesn't make sense. Gold's hit new all-time highs. S&P 500's at an all-time high. Dow Jones is at an all-time high. Nasdaq's at an all-time high. Bitcoin's absolutely flying. Doesn't make sense. Go back. The receipts are there. Told you. Don't make sense. They're setting us up for something. They're setting us up for something. And voila. What they set us up for? Boom. You don't think that the people that were buying gold knew that the regional banks were in trouble? I'm just asking a question. I'm asking a question for a friend. You don't think that when silver skyrocketed the other day, that the people that were buying it knew that the regional banks were in trouble? Just asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend. You didn't think that the people that were running away from Bitcoin and putting their money in gold knew that the market makers were going to crush the market? Just asking for a friend. So let's get into ISO. So we're going to pump ISO here in November. Here's a problem. Swift came out with their blockchain. Changed the game on everybody. Call it what you want. They changed the game. TGIF, baby. TGIF, Keltra. TGIF. Swift came out with their blockchain. Crushed the game on everybody, right? Really, let's be honest. That's what happened. Everybody was talking about that they were going to get the Swift volume because Swift was a messaging system. It wasn't a payment settlement system, right? Everybody was going to get the volume from Swift. Swift's getting ready to launch their own blockchain. Where's that volume going? Let me guess. Hold on, let me guess. They're just going to hand their volume over to everybody. Let me guess. That's what's going to happen, right? Told you guys, let's keep it real Friday, right? Let's keep it real Friday, right? Let me guess. That's what's going to happen, right? XRP is going to take the volume away from Swift. I only pick on XRP because they're top 5 tokens. But there's a lot of people in this situation. A lot of people have promised this, right? Are they though? Are they though? Are they? This is not real Friday. Oh, Elmo, this is Real Talk Friday. I told you. Told everybody. I told everybody at the beginning of the stream. If you're soft skinned and you can't handle real talk, this isn't going to be the stream for you. This isn't going to be the stream for you. If you're living off of hopium, this isn't going to be the stream for you. It's reality. So probably good time to buy gold. Too high right now. I'd buy silver. But I'd buy silver because these banks are going to fail. They're already starting. The regional banks it's already starting. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Jamie Dimon put the alarm bell out 2 days ago. I'd buy silver. Gold's too high. Don't buy anything at its all-time high. Scottish, nothing. I'd buy silver. It's got more room to run. Come on, DG. Come on, DG. You mean XRP is not going to 100? No, XRP is going to hit $5 to $7 this bull run. That's where it's going. I'd have gave XRP 10 to 15 until Swift launched this blockchain. Come on, let's be real. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100 here, right? The biggest problem with Swift was they were a messaging system. They weren't a payment settling system. Because they launched their blockchain, they're a payment settling system now. And because they linked up with Chainlink, now they're completely interoperable. They can go across public and private blockchains. They don't need anybody else. Yeah, gold's too high. I'd go with silver. Speak freely. Speak freely to me. I am Timsky. I told you guys this is Keep It Real Friday, man. We're keeping it real. This isn't gonna make you feel good, but it's not meant to make you feel good. It's meant to make you think, right? It's meant to make you think. Tether will collapse. Could. There's always issues with whether or not Tether's backing is real or not. James, good morning. How are you? That's why I go with the USDC. I go with the USDC. It's proven its reserve. It's proved its reserves. Gold is going high. James, I agree. Gold is going higher, but I think you're going to get a better investment on silver. Gold is going to go so high. It's kind of like Bitcoin, right? People look at the price of Bitcoin, they say it's too high, and then they do what? They move to the next biggest asset, which is Ethereum, right? Because it's cheaper, right? So yeah, I'd go with silver. If I was going to put my money in metals right now, it'd be silver. I'm telling you guys, better have some cash on the sideline. You're going to get some hell of a deals here pretty soon. If you're in profit on anything, take your profit. This is trader's market right now. This is not a holder's market right now. This is the best news. This is the best news for you, Timsky. I mean, you look at Kronos right now. I don't know where Kronos is. I looked at it this morning. It was like 13 cents. We're definitely in a reset, Timsky. We're definitely going to get a reset right now. That's what we're doing right now. We're getting a reset. I stabled a lot of stuff up. Bitcoin hit 108. I stabled it. Me and Scottish, I stabled a bunch of stuff up. I was stabling stuff up yesterday. I told everybody. You can't say I didn't tell you. I told you. Put a YouTube short out and a TikTok out. I told you guys. 108. You better pay attention. Better pay attention. Here in Canada, silver is 80 bucks to buy. Okay. I stabled a lot up. Better have a weapon. I mean, people are calling for civil war, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We gotta do better. I can tell you that. We gotta do better. I mean, here's the thing. Jerome Powell, he didn't with him and Trump being in a pissing match together, you're not going to get the rate cuts that you think. I mean, come on, man. He's a man. You can't just come out here disrespecting men and then expect to negotiate with men. Men are going to be men. We all got pride. And he's doing the same thing with Putin. Men are going to be men. And, you got to understand that. And like I said, do I agree that Powell's too late? I agree Powell's too late on cutting rates. I agree. He's too late. We need to be in quantitative easing right now. They need, unfortunately, you guys will hear me say this very, very, very seldom, but we need to start printing money. We need to be in quantitative easing. We need to start printing some money. And he's too late on cutting rates. Trump's right. Trump's right. The approach he took to get to be right, you don't need to do that. You don't got to defame people on the news and on social media. Get your point across. You need to sit down with the man. Sit down with the man and say, hey, I don't know what you're seeing, but this is what I'm seeing. Can we come to an agreement on where we got to head? The same way, I agree. America has been taken advantage of when it comes to trade for a long time, right? For a long time. I said it on this stream plenty of times. Go back and watch my streams. I got receipts, right? The American people have been pimped out for a long time. Their labor, their goods, everything. We've been pimped out. So the trade agreements were no good. They were no good, right? You got to go back and you gotta look at trade agreements, right? How you do it is another thing. You don't sit here and disrespect leaders of other nations and then expect to sit down and have productive conversations with them. I agree with what he's saying. I don't agree with his approach. And if you think that you're going to bully, if you think for a minute that you're going to bully the leader of China, you're crazy. That's never going to happen. Because I said it last week, the week before, and I'll say it again this week. The reason that it's not going to happen is simple. It's a simple reason. It boils down to math. We have elections here every 4 years. We're going to pick a new leader every 4 years. Or re-elect the leader, same leader every 4 years. It's how it goes, right? That's what we do here in the United States. Makes us the so-called freest country in the world. China doesn't have elections. So their leaders could give a damn what their people think. Who has the upper hand in that negotiation? How can you think when you hold all your money in MMAI? Yeah, that was a rug. That was a rug. But yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, do we need to? Like, I mean, who has the upper hand? James says he's in Australia. Yeah, James, I knew you were in Australia. Beef prices and stuff like that, crazy. But yeah, like, think about it. Who has the upper hand? I mean, think about it realistically. Don't think about what they tell you. Just think about it realistically, right? Quit being a slave to the media cycle that's out there, right? Who really has the upper hand? Somebody who needs to get elected, or somebody who doesn't give a damn because there's no election? China doesn't have elections, you know. So just think about it realistically. And I'm sorry, guys, that I'm not into, I'm not reading all the chats today, but we're gonna get real on this Friday. You know what I mean? So we're gonna put it down. We're gonna get real. No, fanboy stuff is over. This is for real men and women in the markets trying to make real money. Nothing will happen. And listen, they got to get through the shutdown first. You can't even get people in a room to talk about how to open up the government so that they can pay the people that are out here fighting for this country and everybody else that works. You can't even get people in a room to sit down and talk about that. How are you going to get people to sit down and talk about anything reasonable? Let's be honest, keep it 100. And why can't they sit down and talk about it? Because they're too busy being in a pissing match with each other. Because to be honest with you, a clean CR is the way to go. Why do we give a damn? Why do we give a damn? Seriously, let's talk about it. Why do we give a damn about negotiating healthcare subsidies right now and they don't expire for another year? But yet you have people that work in prisons and people that are out here defending this country and people that are out here, just trying to make a living for their kids and everybody else that work for the federal government that ain't getting a check. I don't know. You figure that out. And then you tell me why people are frustrated. Tell me why people are frustrated. I don't know. I can tell you why people are frustrated. Because it's the idiocracies on both sides. On both sides. It's the stupidity on both sides. The bottom line is people ain't getting a paycheck. While you guys have a pissing match, people ain't getting a paycheck. Why are we arguing about something that's not going to happen for another 12 months? Seriously. And why can't we just get a clean CR with nothing in it? It doesn't make sense. Stupid. It's stupid. So let's come over here. Let's look real quick before we leave. I want to tell you how shit your shit coins are. So Shield is holding up pretty good at 1.4 million. XCL, which I know a lot of you guys are invested in, told you guys not to get invested in this shit, right? But we look at it because I know a lot of you guys are invested in it. Sitting at 12.1 million. Look, it's trying to hold on, but at 12 million, we'll see where it goes. But that thing right there if they're rugged. I mean, I don't know. I don't need to show you guys the chart. You guys were in it. You guys seen it. The damn thing was 30x, 20x, somewhere up in there. Now it's fighting to hold on to 12 mil. But let me guess. Hold on. Let me guess. It's the market conditions. The market conditions made it go down, right? Hyperswap. I like Hyperswap. I think this is going to be a great project, but it's not going to be a great project right now. 657K right now. This thing was up to over $1 million just a couple days ago, right? 650K. Good project, wrong time. If I was Hyperswap right now, they're getting ready to come out with a DEX with perps and everything else. I wouldn't launch it. I wouldn't launch it until we can get to a better market. Trouble, they got a perp DEX over there. I actually like it. Sitting at 14 cents. Absolutely took a shit dive. So we can go down through all of these meme coins, right? You know, we can look at them all. But I can tell you, it's the same song and dance on every single one of them, right? So it's literally the same song and dance on every single one of them. They're all in the shitter. You know, call it what you want. They're all in the shitter. You know, so there's really no sense of just looking at them all. Where's SPX 6900 at right now? 90. It's getting ready to bust through $1. Scottish. It was at 95 cents this morning. Start wants to make a comeback a little bit, but let's go look at SPX 6900 and see if it looks like it's turning around on the 4 hour, right? I think no, this is the month. Let's move to the 4 hour. Let's move to the 4 hour. 4 hour gives you the best look at everything, right? So let's move to the 4 hour. Let's see what it looks like on a 4 hour. Still has negative 56 volume right now, and it looks like it wants to come down. I wouldn't touch this right now. Solana's got to hold 180. If Solana can't hold 180, it dipped below it this morning. I mean, look at how long it's been since we've been to these levels, right? So if Solana can't hold 180, you have to go all the way back to let's just find a support level here. Early 25 to find support for Solana at 177, 175. So, and when you start going back that far, you don't even know if your support and resistance is still even valid, right? You don't even know if it's still even valid. So that's the problem when you start to pull the chart back that far. And look at the selling pressure on Solana. It's negative 200 right now. So, and on a 4 hour, it definitely looks like it's coming down. So if you hold Solana, know where your price to stable up on Solana is. Know where your price to stable up is, because this thing could keep coming down. So, all right. So with that, I know that this is not the Friday stream you guys wanted. This isn't the hopium that you guys actually were like, oh, yo, it's Friday, it's FUD Friday. We're gonna come on here and we're gonna have a good time and blah, 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 right? No, that's not what we did today. That's not what we did today. What we did today was have a real conversation about real things that are going on and real talk, right? That's what we did. And it didn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to have to come on here and have real life conversations about things that are going on in the market that ain't positive. But guess what? We've got to live in a world of reality. I encourage you guys. Pull the charts up. I'm telling you guys, when shit busted through at 108 yesterday, Boom, boom, boom. Stable, 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 stable. You knew where the market was going. If you could read a chart, you knew where the market was going. You got to know how to read a chart. So you got to know how to read a chart. And I encourage you guys to read a chart. But I'm telling you guys don't have to read a chart on this one. I'm telling you. 103. Bitcoin at 103. If it comes down to 103 and it loses 103, you don't have to know how to read a chart. Stable your ass up. It's that simple. It's not rocket science and it's not hard. If we get to 103, you guys better stable up anything that you don't want to go into the negative on. And I'm telling you, it looks like we might get there. It looks like we might get there. If we can't hold where we are now, we're at 105. If we can't hold this and make a move to the upside, and it doesn't look like we are on the 4-hour, we can't hold that and move to the upside. You better have a plan. You better have a damn plan. And all the rest of these influencers get out here and tell you, oh man, we're gonna recover and blah blah blah. And I'm telling you, and you don't hear me say this often, do not DCA into this market. I know if you look into your bags, you're gonna say, oh my God, I'm probably down and I want to DCA into this market. Don't do it. Wait for the floor to get in. Wait for the bottom to get in. Wait for the turn, right? Wait for the turn in order to start deploying your capital, right? Because right now, the only thing that you're doing is you're DCAing into a fallen knife. You're DCAing on a fallen knife. That's all you're doing. And I'm going to tell you too, if you don't know how to leverage trade, hold on. We're going to start a Telegram group for leverage trading for, a little bit. But this is a trader's market. This is not a holder's market, and it hasn't been this whole bull run. This has not been a holder's market. Buy, hold, hodl. This is not the market you're in. This is a trader's market. This is a trader's market. So make sure you understand that as well. So with that, man, you guys have a TGIF. We're up out of here. We're gonna do this thing again. I don't know. I might come at you guys this weekend and tell you the truth. Since we are where we are, TikTok, I will have you guys an official live stream over here for you guys where I actually am sharing my screen and will actually isolate your guys' comments to only your guys' comments. So we will do that definitely either at some point this weekend. So, you guys have a great day and pay attention to what's going on. Keep 10 toes down. Watch the charts. That's all I can tell you today. You guys have a good day. We're up out of here. Deuces. Real Talk Friday. See you guys maybe this weekend. Peace.